Why this man inexplicably, without provocation, opened fire on Officer Osment is anyone's guess.
Find out, an off-duty Metro police officer shot while walking his dog. We have team coverage this morning. Rebecca Schleicher is standing by with how I-440 is affected by this investigation. But first, we're going to get out to Mo Hyder live at the scene where it all started this morning. So, Mo, tell us about, we know the gunman shot the officer twice. How is the officer?
Well, so far we know that the officer is in stable condition. We also just got some new information from the TBI. They just held a news conference just a few minutes ago that ended. They identified that man as William Johnson Jr., who is about 48 years old. That's the most information they have given us about him at this point. Just to recap how we got here, we're sitting live on Nolensville Pike, close to where that shooting happened. Metro Police say it started around 9 o'clock last night at the corner of Pine Valley and Bull Run Road. That's in northwest Davidson County. Officer Daryl Osment was off duty and walking his dog when the suspect passed him and said hello. Seconds later, we're told the man opened fire and hit Officer Osment in the shoulder. As the officer was on the ground, the suspect fired again and missed hitting the dirt. This turned into a high-speed chase when officers got to the scene. We're told they tried putting down spike strips to stop him, but he opened fire on them before he finally cornered on I-440 near the Nolensville Pike. Says it a little closer to where I'm standing right now. Investigators say the gunman pulled out this gun as he got out of the car and started shooting. Officer shot back and killed him. Investigators say there's still a lot of work to do in this case, though.
There is a large volume of ballistics evidence. We would estimate more than 50 rounds that have to be gathered on the interstate. And that means documenting, that means using our scan station equipment, and it is a tight area, very compressed area that our team has been working in overnight.
And we'll have more updates from the TBI as we get them throughout today. But even though this happened, last night, this is still very much impacting the roads near where this all happened. We're going to turn things over to Rebecca Schleicher, who's live with us with how this can affect your commute. Rebecca.
Unfortunately, Mo, the 440 loop remains closed. They say they hope to reopen it within the next hour, but that remains to be seen. Here's a look at the map for you for how this all unfolded. The first initial shooting where the officer was just walking his dog up in the Scottsboro area near Bull Run and Pine Valley Road. And then officers say they spotted the suspect's vehicle on Hydes Ferry Pike before chasing him through Clarksville Pike, Ed Temple area, then getting onto I-40 and the 440 loop, where they finally deployed those spike strips that you were talking about between Nolensville Pike and I-65 on 440 eastbound. That's where the suspect eventually died during that shootout there. And here's a look as TBI agents continue to comb that final scene along the 440 loop. This is why 440 is shut down in both directions throughout most of the loop for us this morning. In fact, if you try to get on 440 from the interstate, this is I-24 westbound as you're coming up from South Nashville. You can see TDOT has the ramp to 440 blocked. That's the same story over on I-40 in West Nashville, 65 if you're coming up from the south side of town as well. There is one little section open between West End and Hillsborough Pike, but go ahead and avoid it entirely using the downtown loop or Woodmont, possibly through 9 or 10 a.m. We will see. Guys?